All right. It's Tuesday evening. Fresh off the heels of tweeting this weekend that he who saves his country does not violate any laws. Fat Nixon, Pervert Hoover, Mango Mussolini, Tangerine Tits issued an executive order earlier this evening that is equal parts gravely concerning as well as stupid. He signed an executive order declaring that only the President of the United States or the Attorney General of the United States can speak for what the law is within the United States. He signed a series of executive orders while he was at Mar-a-Lago, no doubt enjoying the jalapeno poppers at the buffet. They're right next to the riblets. This set off a bit of a firestorm of reactions, understandably so. But again, it's like we need to wait and see what actions are going to accompany this. One national security analyst wrote, Trump administration is setting up a constitutional crisis because they want civil unrest to enact martial law. I agree with that. Podcast host Jack Hopkins, former Republican, this should concern you more than any executive order so far. Tentatively agree with that. Another Twitter responded with Trump officially announces, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's a full-blown power grab wrapped in authoritarian cosplay. Somebody else wrote, this is not how the Constitution works. The courts exist for a reason, but Trump is out here acting like a king with a Sharpie. Former federal prosecutor Elizabeth De La Vega writes, I'm sorry, but this just makes me want to laugh hysterically. Brian Taylor Cohen, they are trying to start a constitutional crisis. We're already in one. The legislative branch has abdicated all of its duties and responsibilities as laid out in Article 1 of the Constitution and handed all of its power to the executive branch. We're already in a constitutional crisis. One YouTuber follows up with, can people please stop saying stuff like this might lead to a constitutional crisis? We're there now. Yes, we are. The real test is going to be what Donald Trump does with the courts. So far, he has not outright defied any court order. He has received multiple court rulings from the trial court level, throwing out his executive orders and other things as well. And so far, he is appealing those up the chain. We have not seen him get a negative order from the trial court level and just say, fuck you, I'm not doing that. It will be interesting to see. So let's say he does do that. Let's say so he's gotten, I think, 3 or 4 rulings from different federal trial courts across the country saying that your executive order on birthright citizenship is blatantly constitutional. So let's say instead of appealing that to the appellate level, that he just says to those 4 courts, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway, and just does it. Then the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, the Solicitor General are not going to file something saying, wait, Mr. President, you're not allowed to do that. They're going to go along with it. Congress isn't going to say anything. So it would be presumably up to outside groups to bring a motion in one of those courts for contempt, I guess. And then, the federal judge would then order the U.S. Marshals, who are part of the Department of Justice, to take Donald Trump into custody. I mean, here's the thing, man. This has never happened before. So nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows what is going to happen if and when Donald Trump defies an order from the Supreme Court saying you're not allowed to do X, Y, and Z. If he looks at the Supreme Court and says, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway. Nobody knows what happens next because it's never happened before. And there's nothing specific in the Constitution for that circumstance because the founding fathers had trust and faith in the electorate that we would never elect someone like Donald Trump. So stay tuned, I guess.